Okay, guys, so here is our simplifying and solving equations. I went ahead and wrote them on a separate sheet of paper because, as you can see, it got really crowded in there. So it would probably help to do it on a separate sheet of paper. So when we're simplifying and solving these equations, we're solving for this variable c. In order to do that, we are going to combine like terms. So here, I boxed my variable, my c's, and I circled my constants, my numbers without a variable. And then all I did was I followed the process we do. We do the opposite operation. The opposite of subtraction or negative is addition. So we do the opposite operation and we get 8 equals 13c plus 2. Then I do the opposite operation of my constant, which is negative 2. And 8 minus 2 is 6. And then the 2's cancel out, and all I have is 13c. Well, when I have 13c, 13c is multiplication. 13 times c is what this really says. So the opposite of it is division. So you can use this line to mean division, or you could actually write your division sign. Either way, it's okay. So 13 divided, or 6 divided by 13 is the same as 0.461, it keeps going and going. So when I look at my calculator where I did 6 divided by 13, I see it goes 0.461, and then there's this 5. This 5 tells me that I should change this number to round to a 2. If you left it as 0.461, I would still know that you're correct. But just so you know, usually you were expected to round. So I just wrote down the first 3 numbers and rounded this 1 to a 2 because of the 5. You'll see rounding a lot on MobyMax. So the next problem I want you to look at is number 12. 12 is one that we haven't really done as much with in a while. You have to use the distributive property. So here for number 12, it says negative 2 times 1 plus h equals negative 7 times h plus 1. So we have to solve parentheses first. That's what our rules tell us. So to solve this, I actually have to use distributive property, which means I have to multiply using this outside number with all the numbers inside. So negative 2 times 1, and here's where I wrote it. Negative 2 times h, and here's where I wrote it. And then I put my plus sign from the original problem in the center. Equals, same thing, negative 7 times h, and here's how I wrote it. Negative 7 times 1, here's how I wrote it. I just moved my plus sign down into the problem, and now I can just simplify. So negative 2 times 1 is negative 2 plus negative 2 times h. Remember, when I'm using a variable, I don't really have to write the multiplication sign. It is assumed. That means that we know that that's what this means. This means negative 2 times h. So negative 7 times h, I just took out the multiplication sign, plus negative 7. Because negative 7 times 1 is negative 7. Here's where you have to pay close attention. Miss Hauck talked to us about when we have a plus minus. When we have a plus minus, plus negative 7 is the same as subtracting 7. So we're going to use the symbol over here with this 7 to be our symbol in our problem. So I just rewrote the problem, negative 7h minus 7 over here. And same thing on this side. Negative 2 minus 2h, because negative 2 is the second symbol right here. So once I have that, then I can circle and box accordingly. So negative 2h plus 2h, and I add 2h to this side, I get negative 5h minus 7. I add 7 to both sides, and I get positive 5. Then I have plus negative 5h. So I'm going to divide by negative 5 on both sides and get negative 1 equals h. So I will post a video where you can actually